Okay, what's up, everybody? This is Mega Rock One. New to the scene here, going through this lockdown, and I'm getting kind of bored. But in the process of going through all this, been trying to figure out some ways to improve on sanitizing the stuff that comes in and out the door. We still ordering stuff. We're still going to the grocery store, and so doing so. One of the issues that stays prevalent on my mind is sanitizing the things that we bring in the house. And so what I've been doing basically is spraying boxes with Lysol before I open them. When I open them, spraying the inside with Lysol, and then taking the contents out and wiping the contents down with alcohol, that sort of thing. Trying to be as diligent as possible, and it's cool and all. It's working for me. It makes me feel a lot better about what I bring into the house. But the Lysol is going to run out, the alcohol is going to run out, and if everybody's doing the same thing, taking the same precautions, I might not be able to find any more. As a matter of fact, I ran out of alcohol one day. The day that I ran out of it, I had been looking for alcohol all week, and the day that I ran out was the day that I actually found some. I was out. It was late, and the stores were about to close. It was almost past 8 o'clock, almost 8 o'clock, and something told me to check the one last store, and I did, and I found some wintergreen rubbing alcohol. So I bought two. There were 4 on the shelf. I bought 2 and left 2 for anybody else that wanted it. Trying not to be greedy. Some would say getting the 2 was greedy, but I got a family of 4 over here, trying to do the best I can. Anywho, the idea that I'm probably going to run out of stuff, if we have a lot of stuff coming in and out of the house, is still an issue for me. So I've been trying to find a way to work around having to use alcohol and Lysol every time I bring something into the house. So what I did was my wife sent me a link to someone who was explaining the different ways to sanitize the stuff that you bring into your house through Amazon or UPS or whatever. And one of the things that they suggested was UV light. And so the Germicidal UV, or UV Germicidal, whichever one you want to call it. And I did some research. There's a couple different options. There's the regular option where they usually sell these bulbs about I don't know, I forget what they call them, but the measurement is 254 nm is the norm. They have produced a different bulb that's between 200 and 230 nms, and that's safe for your eyes and your skin. Anything higher than that is supposed to be have the ability to give you cancer or cataracts or astigmatism or whatever. It messes with your skin and your eyesight if you're in the room when the lights are on, if you're looking directly into the bulbs. And so what I did, I went looking for some, couldn't really find any. On Amazon, I started looking elsewhere. I found a lot on eBay, and started doing some research, and I found some. Found a lot, actually. They have them with the ozone emissions and without. The ozone is a little difficult to work with because you have to let the room air out for 15 to 30 to 40 minutes. Everybody had a different timeline. The ones without ozone, as soon as you turn the lights off, you can come back in the room. So I ordered some, and I'm waiting for them to get here. But now I have to build a sanitizing station, something that I can put the materials inside of and turn the lights on and sanitize the materials or the items that I bring into the house. So that's what I'm working on right now. Please excuse my mess in my shop because it's messy. I don't have any excuse. I clean it, then I work in it, then it's messy again. Then I clean it, then I work in it, and it's messy again. I probably have that rotation backwards. I'm probably supposed to work in it, then clean it. But whatever, it's messy, and it is what it is. Anywho, there's a lot of stuff that I'm actually going to build and do for my wood shop. However, I don't want to get too far deep into a project and use my wood for something and then need it for something else later because of the quarantine. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is find a piece of wood. Start with a couple pieces here for the platform. Right away I see a few pieces down here. I have about 5 of these. I'm going to use these for the platform. And then I use this piece right here for the base. And just sit one at each edge like so, you know, so that this will sit on the ground and this piece will stand up on it like so, and then I'll have the box or whatever sit on top of it. Then I'll have the light, the UV light right down here in the middle, so it'll shine up underneath the box, and then that'll be done, and I'll work on the cage to shine light on all the other 5 sides of the box. For right now, I'll set this by the side real quick. I'm going to find a few more of these. So I had about 5 of them down here. Yeah, this will work. I'll cut them down the sides here a little bit and get them all set up. Like I said earlier, I'm going to get myself some wood glue here. This stuff is pretty good. Tight Bond. I know everything is in reverse over there, but Tight Bond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. I built a cane earlier. It started out very similarly. It started out a lot like this. Built a cane, cut a V into the shape of the handle of the cane for a friend of mine. His name is Vernon, and he was in a car accident. And long story short, I used that Tight Bond to join these pieces of wood together. And I forget what I think these are Paducah. Those red strips there. I think that's Paducah, and this white wood is a basswood. It's pretty easy to work with. I glue this stuff together with that Tight Bond, send it through my planer, and seamless. You know, holds very well. The cane that I finished actually holds up really, really well. I pressure tested everything just to make sure it's gonna hold up. You know, with it being glued together and everything, and it's, you know, like they say, it bonds tighter than, stronger than the wood itself. So there was really no problem there. So now what we're gonna do is glue these things together. Now, typically, what I've found out, what I've learned watching YouTube, is when you're putting glue on I guess a cut, an end surface right there, you gotta rub that in a little bit. Some people say water it down and dab that diluted glue in there. Other people say don't do that. They just say take a bunch of glue and rub it in real good, and then apply another layer, and that should work. I'm just gonna put a little on there. It's not gonna be super important because on the back end of this, I'm going to drive a screw underneath there to give it some more strength, so that I don't have to deal or worry about it. Again, this is stronger than the glue. I mean, the glue is stronger than the wood, and it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to put the screw in there if that's the case, but I'm just gonna do it anyway because it makes me feel better knowing that I put a double lock on it, you know, 2 locks. So here we go. All right, so I've got this all glued up and set. I'm gonna let this sit by itself for a while, give it time to dry, and then I'll come back to it in about an hour or two, and maybe an hour. Shouldn't take that much time. Come back in about an hour and screw in these pieces to the bottom with some wood screws, and then I'll move on to the actual sanitizing cage. Yeah, cage is a good word. I'll move on to the actual sanitizing cage and get all set up for the bulbs when they come in. Okay, now for the cage, I found some PVC pipe. Okay, this is 1-inch PVC pipe. I used it for a mobile display that I built for a concert that I was promoting, and you know I do a whole bunch of little stuff in my spare time. So, but since the concert's just kind of been sitting in my garage, waiting for the next use, and now I just found the perfect project for it. I'm going to use the cage. I'm going to build the cage using the PVC pipe. Okay. Still got some of the connectors and stuff in there that I used to make the connection strong and everything. I'm gonna take those apart and maybe even cut it down a little bit to fit so it's all the same size. And I'm gonna start by using my little cobalt socket set. Got this from I got this one from Lowe's. I had 3. I got this one from Lowe's. The last one I got from Lowe's, the first one I got from my buddy up in Missouri. Shouts out to Larry. He bought it for me as a Christmas gift. I keep it in my saddlebag in my motorcycle, and just in case I got to work on the bike for something, whatever. I lost that helping somebody move. I bought another one, and I lost that one out one night putting the mobile sign together, and so this is the last one I bought. I don't think they're even making these anymore because I think they're moving to another brand at Lowe's. So hopefully I can hold on to this one without having to replace it. But it's a pretty good set. I like it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a lot of very useful components there. It's got a little ratcheting wrench there, so I like it. It serves the purpose. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this thing apart and prepping it. I'm probably gonna have to cut it down the size a little bit, and just to make it all fit the way it needs to fit, same height, that sort of thing. And then I'll come back and show you what the cage is looking like momentarily. Okay, now I've got all my PVC pieces cut to size. I've got all my connections here. I'm gonna put it all together, and then I'll have my cage and my platform, and I'll just be waiting on the lights. And there you have it. Now it's been a little over an hour since I started on the platform. Didn't take me an hour to build the cage, but I had a few other things I had to do inside the house, so that's what happened there. But now I'm going to screw the screws into the bottom of the platform like I discussed earlier, and I'm going to actually find some I guess some angle pieces to sturdy it up a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. So here's my cage, my platform here. Go ahead and take these clamps off. Set those out of the way. There we go, the piece is there. Like I said, it's pretty strong. holding its own weight up. That glue is not going anywhere. It's not going to break. But like I said before, just in order to give it more stability, I'm going to add some cross pieces out of some old pieces of wood that I have laying around. Just some cross pieces to kind of sit like so, and then another few, other piece, so on and so forth, just to give it some stability. I'll add one on each side of it so that it's pretty stable. Okay, I have finished the platform. Basically, it's a table. I made a table, basically, but instead of it sitting like this, it's going to sit like this. And the ultraviolet light bulb is going to sit right in the middle. It's going to shine upward, sanitizing the bottom of whatever I sit on top of the platform. And just to give you an example of what I mean, the item that I'm trying to sterilize will sit on top of a platform like this, and the light bulb will shine upward, sanitizing the bottom. And then, as I'm about to show you, inside the cage, I guess I should call it a sterilizing bay. Inside the sterilizing bay is going to sanitize all of the other 5 sides of the item that's going to be sanitized. And here is my sanitizing bay area. Please forgive my motorcycle for being in the way. As you can see, the lights will be here, 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 and here. Basically one on each post here, and then one coming from the top here, and then one at the bottom there. And here is an example of how an item would sit inside the sterilizing bay. It was sitting on top of the platform there, inside of the cage, and then there will be lights shining at all angles so that the package will be completely sanitized, at least on the outside. And then I will probably open up the package and maybe hang all the contents of the package from the top of the cage, hang them somehow with a 550 cord or coat hanger or something, go back out of the garage, turn on the ultraviolet lights again, and everything will be sanitized and ready for use inside the house. And so that's basically it. I'll be waiting on the bulbs to come in. As soon as they come in, I'll wire everything up, and that'll be my next video. Next weekend, when the bulbs come in, I'll shoot another video showing you how I wired the whole thing up, and then I'll set up the camera or the phone. This is the phone. I'll set my phone up in the garage and leave, and then turn the bulbs on remotely to give you an opportunity, to give us an opportunity, because I'll be seeing it for the first time myself, to have an opportunity to see how it's working and verify that it is working. All right, that's it. This is Mega Rock 1. I'll see you next weekend.